All right, what's good? What's good, man? Let's get into it. Coming at you with a Saturday video, you know what I'm saying? But I want to say this, man. I just wanted to get this video out there, just make a random video about this because I was just looking at some old highlights and stuff like that back from the day and stuff. Let me just say this. The NFL. The NFL is the biggest sport in America. The NFL is not going anywhere. Anywhere. We can all agree to that. But can we talk about from a football perspective, as a football fan, why the NFL is dying and no one's talking about it? This product that we all grew up watching is so watered down and so soft. It's not even funny. And I'm talking to all the football fans out there. Just I want you, if you're a Giants fan and if you're a Giants fan, a Steelers fan, a Bengals fan, whatever, let's all come together as football fans. We can all agree the NFL, if you're between the age of 21 and up, let's all come together as football fans and let's talk. Let's talk about the fact that running backs are so devalued now. I made a Saquon Barkley video saying he doesn't matter. And I made that video because he doesn't matter. But at the same time, as people who grew up 21, 22, 23, we grew up watching Adrian Peterson, Le'Veon Bell, Todd Gurley. I just watched something of Todd Gurley. Do you guys remember who Todd Gurley was? He actually is on the screen right now. He was one of the best running backs in the league 5 years ago. He's irrelevant now. Markelle Fultz. The running backs are so devalued, and they used to be a necessity. Now they're just so replaceable. And they've been replaced by wide receivers, which leads me to my biggest point now. Listen, I understand there's more aspects of football than just hitting. I get that. I understand that. But at the same time, can we all just be for real? Just as men, I know we live in 2023 where we have to be all inclusive and do all this. No, just as men, we all love the game of football because we saw one dude lay out another dude and hear that clap sound. Just hear that and just be like, oh my gosh, that dude just got messed up. In the year 2023, me personally, and anybody who comes across this video, we can all agree. Anytime we see a big hit, we're like, oh my gosh, that's automatic first down. Someone who's a Giants fan, who has Kayvon Thibodeau, who has Xavier McKinney, two hard hitters out there. Someone who had Landon Collins back in the day, Dexter Lawrence. Anytime I see them lay somebody out hard, and especially, pause on that, especially when it's a quarterback or a receiver, I'm like, there's the flag. There's the flag. There's the automatic first down. And they're probably going to get ejected and sent to the electric chair. Why is this game so watered down? It's not even funny. Like, I find it funny how, and I want to make this about a football video, but I want to throw this out there just for a theory. You remember back a few years ago when Colin Kaepernick and all these politics came into the NFL, and everybody was saying the NFL is so horrible, it's going to die within a few years, and they weren't even talking about the product of the game. They were talking about the fact that there wasn't female head coaches, females are not in football, how the NFL is not inclusive enough. Now that the NFL is so inclusive, no one wants to talk about the fact that the NFL is still a dying league. To football fans, listen, I will always watch football, but I will never, ever have that same excitement watching a football game. And I cannot sit here and say the product today is better than the product 10 years ago. Just 10 years ago. Can you imagine if Patrick Willis or I don't even know, Alden Smith or anybody on that 49ers team, Justin Tuck, Jason Pierre-Paul, like, The Legion of Boom, they would be ejected right now. They'll be on death row right now if they hit anybody as hard as they did. And even back then, people were saying it was getting soft. Can you look at the league now? Running backs are so expendable. And they're the only people that get hit on the field. You can't touch wide receivers. Can someone explain to me what a defenseless receiver is? Anytime I see the idiot referees with their stripes on talking about you hit a defensive receiver, I'm sorry, isn't every receiver defenseless? I can understand if you shouldn't be hitting a receiver if they have the ball, but is it the point of football when as soon as the ball hits them, you're supposed to lay them out? Isn't that the reason why we love guys like Brian Dawkins and Sean Taylor? Even though I'm a Giants fan, I can give them the respects. Troy Polamalu, Ed Reed, Ray Lewis. Oh my gosh. Imagine if those guys were in today's league right now. Now all it's about is quarterback, wide receivers. And anybody knows me. Yes, I value quarterbacks. But at the same time, why is this league so soft and why is no one talking about it? It is so watered down. It's not even funny. Once again, like when it comes to the NFL, the NFL is always going to be around. I look at the NFL like Microsoft or Nike. No matter the dumb stuff that they do, they'll always be around. For real, they'll always be around. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. Or speaking of the NFL, it's like Madden. Like no matter how dog water Madden, Microsoft, Nike will be, they'll always be around because they are a multi-billion-dollar deal, and everybody will always tune in and put money into it. But as a football fan, if you're watching this video, you cannot in good conscience sit here and say, I'd rather watch this football than watch the early 2010s, the 2000s, the 90s, the 80s. As a football fan. And I understand fantasy is big, and that's some of the reason why the NFL is dying, because now fantasy, you want to see wide receivers out there. You want to see the star wide receivers do their thing. But at the same time, can we sit here and say, this is not the same league anymore? This is not the same league anymore. It's not. It's unbearable as a fan of this game to sit here and see a big hit and just jump up and say, yeah, lay him out. So, oh boy, here comes the flag. Now, they have rules like you can't put your body weight on the quarterback anymore. What are we doing here? Put your body weight on the quarterback? Like, I just wanted to make this video just to sit here and say how the NFL is so watered down and no one wants to talk about it. Like, why? I'm not even saying we have to go back to the 70s era of football where you could take dudes and slam on the neck like Terry Bradshaw. I'm just saying, can we go back to the early 2000s where guys like Troy Polamalu and Ed Reed and Ray Lewis were allowed to hit guys when they touched the ball? When we had running backs like Adrian Peterson and Eddie George, have wide receivers and also star wide receivers like Terrell Owens and Randy Moss do their thing. The star quarterbacks actually did something. Defenses actually mattered. Less flags, more playing. Men just being men. We see big hits and we're like, yeah, let's go. Like the NFL is so watered down, it's not even funny. It's not even funny anymore. I understand. Listen, I love me a good offensive game. But you know what? I also do like when dudes lay each other out. Good defensive games. Some of the reason why I love, and I'm a Giants fan for anybody who doesn't know. Some of the reason why I love the Giants last year, and I hope they do it this year, is because we had games where we hit dudes. We put the pressure on you. We went to your quarterback and we laid him out. And anybody who's a Giants fan can tell. Anybody who's a Giants fan on this video knows anytime Kayvon Thibodeau, Dexter Lawrence, anytime they hit somebody, we always thought a flag was going to come out. And how many times did Kayvon get flagged for just doing a football play? It is ridiculous. It's ridiculous how the NFL has just become so soft and no one wants to talk about it. It's also ridiculous how running backs have become so devalued. And now that if you're not a running back / wide receiver, you're just irrelevant. Look at the Shield, man. Look at the Shield. The Shield is dying, and no one wants to talk about it. And once again, the NFL will always be around. I'll always watch the NFL, but I'll never have that same feeling that I had about the NFL back when I was 10, 11, 12, 13 years old. Watching the 49ers defense, the Legion of Boom, the no-fly zone. Even my Giants with Justin Tuck and Jason Pierre-Paul. It's sad to see what's happened to the NFL. But that's my thoughts, man. What are yours? What's your thoughts on the NFL? What's your thoughts on my take on it? You know, this is just my opinion. I know some people might disagree, but I think a lot of people will agree. But that's my thoughts. What are yours? RJ out.